Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Darcy Ogandaga, CEO of Trinity Media. Thank you so much to join me tonight or today, depending on when or where you're watching this video. And I'm your host tonight or today, and I really want to emphasize this thing going on in North America right now about violence. It's very sad what's happening, but there's another crime that a lot of us committed on a daily basis, and sometimes we don't really realize who and how we are killing our mind. So who's killing our mind and how we killing our mind on a daily basis? And the most dangerous hours in America is not from 1 to 5 o'clock in the morning, or when you go to the club, or when you go to bad neighborhood. No, the most dangerous hours is what we call prime time. Depending on different definition of prime time, sometimes prime time can be between 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. But let's be more specific, because the majority of people are busy during the day. We don't want to talk about people working from different shifts, because they are not the majority. The majority of Americans working from 8 to 5, and by the time they finish with most of their duties, they get home at 7 o'clock and they want to relax for one weekend from 7 to 11 p.m. and most of them, they're going to the couch and turn on the television. And the television, we talk about program, TV program, is program. Who they program? They program your mind to be an everlasting consumer through entertainment, and you just relax. And I know everybody needs entertainment, but you don't need to have 4 hours of entertainment every day, and sometimes 10 hours on a weekend. Because like most people, according to the statistics, more than 85% of people hate their job. 85% of people hate their job. So before I talk about the effect of television, let me break down some financial facts about North America based on 2013 numbers. We're going to make you think about, wow, I didn't know that's how the financial plan for most people are. So listen to me. This one's really going to shock you. Do you know that only 50% of the US population last year was making $26,000 a year or less? I want to, you to have this information sink into your mind and say, what? 50%. So it means that when you go and you meet somebody on the street who's walking, they're making the average $26,000 a year. Unless you're living somewhere, I don't know, I don't want to offend anybody to name some state, but it's going to be very hard, not impossible, but very hard to be comfortable. I say comfortable, not to survive, with $26,000 a year. Extremely hard. Especially if you have a family, okay? Do you know that 66% of people make $41,000 or less? Okay? 20% of the US population making $100,000 or more. 4.3% making $200,000 or more. 2% making $250,000 or more. And you need to understand what we talk about, those numbers, where I'm coming from, because I want you to understand how much money you're making. Okay? So I will give you like a basic example before I go talk about the TV. A basic example of how your money, that the earning money, stay in your pocket. Okay? So before I say that, do you know that 65% of the US population own homes? If 66% of people making $41,000 or less and 65% of the US population own homes, it means that almost 80% or more of those people cannot afford the house they live in. That's what bring me to my next segment about, guess what? If they cannot afford their house, it means that most people, the only way for them to make a decision will be emotional, for them to not understand that they don't have enough money to live. So from emotional decision after another emotional decision, they're destroying themselves because they spend time watching TV and not instructing themselves to become producer. You have to produce something. I don't care if you have to sell water, candy, sell something. The American dream is not for people who just have a job. Unless your job is your mission, is your passion, if you're not in that category, it's beyond money, it's about fulfillment. You have to feel fulfilled. Sometimes it's better to volunteer if you can afford to do that than to work in a job that you hate, you're killing yourself. And the way you're going to be able to transition from the job you hate to a fulfillment life is to get out of the couch and be productive. By the time we record this video, it's past 1 o'clock in the morning. And I have a crazy week, but I have to record the video. So you have to be intentional with your time. When you're intentional with your time, you go to the next level. So real quick, because I don't want to keep you long. I want you to understand that by race, how many people are watching TV and people who are not watching TV, okay? So by race, the people who watch the most TV are, African American, 218 hours of TV every month. Caucasian or white, 153 hours of TV. The Hispanic, 123 hours a month. And the last, Asian, 92 hours a month. I'll be finished with that. If you make $50,000 a year, according to the tax bracket, they get Uncle Sam get 25% of that money. So your real salary is about $37,000 to $36,000 take-home pay, with your insurance and your mortgage, car payments, and everything else. You have something left about $6,000 to $7,000 a year. So you're about when you add everything, round up, I don't even count food. I talk about just major bill like student loan if you have some, mortgage payment, insurance, daycare if you have kids. You're about less than $10,000 a year. That's the money that you have, your cash flow after your expenses. So any person who owns a business understands the difference between profit or income or expenses. So when you get your expenses minus the money who came in, you have what we call profit. And that profit for most people is an average between $10,000 and $20,000 a year. So if you make your calculation based on you making $50,000 a year, when you're really making between $10,000 and $20,000 a year, you live 50% above your means. So you're already broke even before you put a budget in place. So that's why I want you to take the time to listen to an audiobook, watch a webinar, and not just have to watch a good show on every night. I hope that my tone is great. You're not offended, but I just want to share that with you. And for you to think about something. I got way more information, but I didn't want to spend too much time. It was a short video, just like a wake-up video before 2015. If you've been killing your mind all this time and Christmas coming and don't be stressed out, oh my God, Christmas, to try to give gift to people who don't value you, who don't really love you, and you're stressed out just to maintain something that doesn't exist. So if you just have enough for your Christmas, for you and your direct family, and that's it. That's how you're going to enjoy yourself. If you have to lose friendship or some family members because you didn't receive a gift this year, there wasn't a great family member or friend to you in the first place. Thank you so much. This is Darcy Ogandaga, and see you next time. Bye-bye.